Welcome back to Spinning the Past. This is just a short video I'm doing for some people who are on Facebook, some knitters who are not sure about Z and S spun when they look at the yarn. I just want to talk about it. This is a kind of a traditional way that we describe the yarn. And what do I mean by that? I mean either the singles or the ply. So we have on this yarn here, you can see the diagonals right here, diagonal, diagonal, diagonal. So when you look at yarn, you can tell the direction of this final twist, not the initial twist, but the final twist here, if you understand S and Z. So just really quick. So the way I know how to do it, like I said, is, you know, which direction does this diagonal go? Does it match? Does the diagonal go in the direction of this? Actually, the diagonal is going that way. So then I go over here. Is this diagonal going in the direction of this letter? And the diagonal is going that way. So yeah, that matches. So we know that this belongs over on the S side. So this is S spun, or actually S plied, because whenever we deal with these yarns right here, and let's say you get a commercial yarn, they're going to be plied. They're rarely that you'll have a single, but this is applied. The customary is to spin the single as Z or Z and then ply it the opposite. So you have, when you have 2 strands, 3 strands, whatever the number of plies are, when you ply it so that they're all one nice round yarn like this, you counter spin. You spin the opposite direction. You spin the opposite. Why do I spin it the opposite direction? Because that there's so much energy. If I go this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, it's gonna be kind of curly-Q. The energy of the twist is not gonna make it really nice and straight for you to use. So when we ply it, we're actually removing some of that twist. It's called balancing out the yarn. We're balancing out that energy so that these two strands, 3 strands, or whatever you have, see, they just kind of wed into be one continuous yarn. See, like that. So, but how do I know if I'm putting this on a, like I'm gonna make a cake or a ball, like on a winder? So how do I know which direction to use? Now, this is not absolutely necessary. The commercial yarns are not as loosely plied, so it may not affect, but some are. So look at this, right? Oops, right there. There you go. So when I spin on my spinning wheel, this is the way we think about it. So let's say this is the top of my wheel, and I'm going to rotate it this way to kind of get it going. We need to give the wheel a little push. So I'm starting at this direction to this direction to this direction. So that is a clockwise. So the Z is a clockwise. So if you think it clockwise. So if I'm having a ball winder and this was a Z final ply and I want to keep that nice Z, then I would go clockwise. But most commercial yarns are applied with S. So what does that mean? On my spinning wheel, I start here and I move the wheel this way to go for plying. The opposite of this. Here I start from left to right. Here I start from right to left. That is on my wheel. But look what happens here. It creates this S twist. Means that the diagonal that you see on this final yarn is going up and to the left there. So I would put on this is hand spun, but on a ball winder, to keep that S, I would spin it counterclockwise. So whatever makes that, sometimes I think it goes this way, and I get confused as well when I use the ball winders, but I can also see if this ply is getting tighter. So if I spin it, or if I twist it S, then this gets tighter. So you can check for yourself. But if I'm spinning the opposite direction, you can see it becomes unplied. So if I spin it clockwise, then it's unplying. But if I spin it or turn it or twist it clockwise, it gains. Why do I need that? Why would that be helpful? Is because as you knit, it will naturally unply a bit. So if you put that extra twist in it, you will help the integrity of your yarn. Not necessary, not necessary, not necessary. That's just something I do. That's something I feel comfortable with because I'd rather have a little bit too much ply. I can easily unply it than have the strands keep coming apart. I've used commercial yarns like that. It drove me nuts when the ply just disintegrated. Another way you do it is to understand this. So here's Z, right? So if I put my thumb up like this, does this angle match this angle? Yes. So if I'm thumbing a ride, what direction would I go? I would go clockwise. Over here, if I have my thumb here, does it match this diagonal? Yes. So if I want it to thumb a ride or I want to twist, it's going to go, I can't twist my wrist like that, but it would go in the counterclockwise. So sometimes I will put my thumb okay, this is a right hand twist, this is a left hand twist, Z twist, S twist. So you can take your yarn here. Where's my little tail? Where did it go? Where's my tail? Here's my tail. Here's one. Okay, so I would hold it up here and I would put my thumb, I would put this by my thumb. And see here, I would look, is this diagonal going in the direction of my thumb? This one, I said, nope. The diagonal is going the opposite, so I know it's not this one. Eliminate that one. So I go over here. I hold this up. Is this angle right here, these little angles, are they going the direction of my thumb? And I said, yes. Not the exact same angle, but the same direction. So then I go to my little chart here and I said, oh, that matches S. So it is S spun, S plied. I use the word plied. A lot of people say it's S spun. That's technically not correct. Plying is different from the initial spin, but you get the idea. So again, you have the thumb, sorry about that. You have the thumb test. You can match up your yarn, which direction. You put a nice big S and Z here. You can imagine if you're going on a wheel, a spinning wheel, which direction you would hold and get that wheel started. This way or that way. So all these different ways you can check whether it's S or Z spun or plied. And then when you get to a ball winder, you then can look at your yarn and you say, okay, this is S plied, so I will move that, turn that little, I'm not going to say the handle because sometimes that might confuse you more, but watch as it goes around. Is that thing twirling in a counterclockwise or clockwise direction? And you should be able to see it. As soon as you start putting this on the ball winder and you start twisting, you should look and see, is this getting more ply or less ply? Anyways, just a brief video. I thought it might help you today. And I will catch you next time on Spinning the Past.